Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. Brian Winnekins from the NAFB convention in Kansas City. And thank you to our NAFB broadcast sponsors, including Alcivia Co-op, Annabis Silo, the Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley, and Compeer Financial. And joining us this morning is Jerry Miner. He is the fire chief for Pittsville, and of course in the central part of the state. Now, you may remember Jerry from a few years back during Wisconsin Farm Technology Days. Myself and Susan Littlefield, not only did we interview Jerry, but we were also volunteers for the grain rescue training demonstration at Farm Tech Days. And so it's really great that Jerry is here. He's with the National Farm Medicine Center. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that the rural fire departments and what the National Farm Medicine Center is going to be able to do to help them out. And Jerry, thanks for joining us. Well, of course, farmers and even folks in town have to trust in Durand. We have the new Durand Fire District that has just been formed and will take effect in January. But right now we still have the Durand City, Durand Rural Fire Departments, volunteers, and they are very critical for all of us. Let's not get ourselves without you guys. We're in a world of hurt.
Well, in Wisconsin, I believe the number right now is 83% of the fire departments in Wisconsin are volunteer or combination agencies. That's changing as staffing issues are probably one of our biggest problems. So departments are looking at all kinds of ways of getting people in and keeping them. It's been an issue for some time, and now we're kind of at catastrophic staffing issues, or staffing levels. And my department itself went to a combination back in 1995, so we have some paid staff, but the bulk of my staff is volunteer.
And again, to not only find them, but to retain them is a critical issue, isn't it?
It's huge today. It's huge today. Throwing money at the problem does not always work. We try to keep them with a variety of methods. There's no one way that has been proven to be the number one way to keep firefighters. If there was, I would have written a book and retired because it's just not out there yet.
Talking again with Jerry Miner. He is the fire chief for the Pittsville Fire Department, and I had a chance to talk with Jerry during the National Association of Farm Broadcasting Convention, and he's with National Farm Medicine Center's booth this year. Jerry, how long have you been a firefighter, and what do you like best about it?
Well, I've actually been in the service for 47 years. We started with the Farm Center when they opened the doors in 1981. It's a partnership we've had for a long time, and it's truly one of my favorite groups to work with. Our interests are very similar to theirs. What do I like about the business? It's the best job in the world. It's different every day, which can be a challenge for some people, but I enjoy the variety. I may see some of the same patients all the time from the EMS side of things, but their problems are always different, and fire rescue calls are always unique. They're always a challenge. Those are just some of the things that are my favorite about the job.
Talking again with Jerry Miner. He's the Pittsville, Wisconsin Fire Chief here at the NAFB convention. Now I want to ask, I guess, personally, because I remember growing up as a kid, and I wanted to at first really be a firefighter because of my favorite television show, Emergency. Were you a big Emergency fan?
Oh yeah. I didn't watch it as religiously then as I do now. I watch it now to critique it, I think, which isn't fair. I actually met Johnny Gage at a convention a few years ago. Very neat individual, loves the fire service. I grew up with that as well.
And for me, I always liked the last call of the show because it was always, especially if it was a big call with more than just Station 51.
Yeah, and some of the issues with television-based fire and rescue shows is, it's not quite the way it is. Everybody doesn't survive, and buildings still do burn down, and you can't see your hand in front of your face when it comes to working in a fire. But that wouldn't work work real well in television. So it's a highly watched. Some of the other programs that are on right now, like Chicago Fire, I can't believe they get the ratings that they do. But it's not quite the way the job is.
Well, let's talk about some of the safety training clinics that the National Farm Medicine Center is going to do for rural fire departments.
Well, the newest thing, and it's actually been out for a few years, is something called RF-, Rural Firefighters Delivering Agricultural Safety and Health. It's a program that started around 2014, and it's a 5-part program that we like to train fire departments on so they can take it back to their areas and make it grow. It ignites a relationship between the fire department and their farmers. And that relationship is critical, in my opinion, in today's environment. Rural fire departments should know most of their farmers. They should know the hazards that are on that farm. And their RF- program does 5 different things, but the goal in it is let's make the farms safer so that if I have to respond to that farm, number one, I have an idea of what the hazards are that are there. That's something we cover in the Farm Mapper program. And the second part is working with that farm, the family, the ownership, and helping them make the farm safer for their family, their employees, so that we don't have to respond to those incidents. I think the program is fantastic. We've been in, I think, as of last night, 18 states and Canada delivering this program, and I'm hoping it's blossoming out everywhere. It's nationwide, and the newest thing with RF- is that it is now available online at no cost. So if your fire department is interested, or you want to get your fire department interested, take a look at rf-.org. All you need to know is right there. They can direct you in the different modules and get you through it. It's again, it's no cost to you or your fire department, and it does make your area a safer place for our farms.
Talking with Jerry Miner, he's the fire chief for Pittsville Fire Department in central Wisconsin here at the NAFB convention. Chief Miner, you also, you mentioned rural firefighters need to know what's on every farm. And in Wisconsin, especially with dairy farms, and some of them are bigger, there's a lot of things that the Durant Fire Department may need to know before they go out to a call. How important is it for farmers and to reach out to their fire department and say, hey, why don't you come out, take a visit, I want to show you around, so that they know.
It's the exact same thing that fire departments are required to do with commercial occupancies. We have inspection authority in commercial occupancies, not residential, not on farms. Farms are outside of that in Wisconsin. Some places it is not. So that invite is critical. We want to be involved with our farms. There are as many ways for a firefighter to get hurt in a farm operation as there are in any industrial complex you might have. The comparisons are unbelievable. Sometimes I say it's the only difference is the smell, and when you work with paper mills, that's not the case. But the potentials for entrapment, the potentials for confined space issues, toxic gas situations, which are quite often silent but deadly, and to a lot of firefighters today, in comparison to years ago, we used to have lots of firefighters that worked on farms. Those days are gone. Some fire departments are very fortunate. They still have a handful of men and women that work in the farm field. But in again, my own case, I've only got 2 people left that have a familiarization with farms. And if it can happen to that farmer, it can happen to you as a rescuer. So losing a farmer in any community and losing a firefighter are almost identical. The ripple effect it has on that community is something that you don't want to see. We've experienced that a couple of times, and it affects that community in ways that you cannot possibly imagine. So again, our goal is let's keep our farms safe, let's keep our firefighters safe, and through the RF- program, that's an answer. That's one way to do it.
And again, remember, farmers in Wisconsin, if Brian's Dairy Farm calls during Fire Chief King and, hey, can you want to come out? I want to give you a tour. He's not coming out in I'm going to give you this fine and that fine. He's just coming out for information.
That's a very good point. And we don't report to any regulatory authority with these types of visits. We don't have a form that we fill out to send to your insurance company. None of that happens. We want to make your farm a safer place. So if we can point out hazards on farm equipment, for example, hey, the shield is missing, this should be changed. The confined space area that you have needs to be fenced off. We feel that is much more important than any other type of inspection we might do.
So again, that RF- program, that website again?
It's rf-.org. Or if you look up the National Farm Medicine Center, there are several links on there to get you where you need to go. Several phone numbers, several emails that you can hop on and get you that assistance.
That is Jerry Miner. He is fire chief for the Pittsville Fire Department from the NAFB convention in Kansas City. I'm Brian Winnikins. You're listening to WRDN.